is here. Yeah. Hi, baby. Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Thanks for being here again this week for another video, another yoga video. This week, the theme is heat, summer. It's hot. It's gonna get even more hot. Sometimes it's hard to function, at least for myself, when it's that hot. But I still want to move my body or I still want to get on my mat and practice. So this week's practice is perfect for that. I'm gonna float in and out of some very cooling poses, not too dynamic, but it still gets your body moving. So with that, go ahead and grab your mat, grab 2 blocks, and anything else you might need for practice. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, we're gonna get started today in puppy pose. So you can use 2 blocks here if you'd like to bring the earth a little bit closer to you, and you can place your forearms on the blocks. You're gonna place your knees right underneath your hips. Toes can be tucked or untucked. I would just suggest untucked. And again, forearms can land on the blocks or your hands can stay on the blocks. As you slowly lower your forehead down to the earth. A block can be underneath your forehead here too. I'm going to set my blocks off to the side. I'm going to walk my hands a little bit further forward. So if you have a little bit more space in your shoulders, maybe you try this. If you want even more, maybe the chin comes onto the mat rather than the forehead. You take it to the depth that feels good for you here. And just start to breathe deeply into your diaphragm. Be tapping into that ujjayi breath, that oceanic sound, a slight constriction of the back of your throat. Allowing the breaths to be deep in your belly, signaling to your body that you're okay, it's safe. Just helping to activate the parasympathetic system, the nervous system, that rest and digest. Just helping to wind down, cool down the body. Allow the breaths to be deep and full. Notice how the longer you're here, maybe the body is able to melt a little bit more. Maybe you're able to release a little bit more tension from some of the places in your body that don't need to be holding anything right now. Take one more deep breath in and exhale. Slowly begin to send your knees back. As you send your belly forward, you're going to come to lay on your belly. Maybe you split down. You're going to extend your arms out to the side, either into this cactus position or into a T. Drop your left ear onto the mat and bend your right knee. Begin to send your right toes over towards the left side, off the left side of the mat. You come into this little twisted scorpion pose. You want a little bit more, you can place the right fingertips on the earth and press into the earth a little bit more. Roll a little bit more onto the left shoulder. Or that left arm, the right arm can stay down on the earth. And left arm can be extended long or in that cactus position. Try to send your right knee a little bit higher up towards the sky. Extend your left leg long back behind you. And come back to your breath. Deep inhalations. And equally as deep exhalations. Take another deep breath in. And exhale. Begin to wrap your right hip back down to extend your right leg long back behind you. We switch sides. Place your right ear on your mat. Begin to bend your left knee. Now send your left toes over towards the right side, having the left toes land on the outer side of the right mat, so maybe on the earth, pointing the left knee up towards the sky. And again, left fingertips can come a little bit closer towards the face, so you get a little bit more push over onto the right side. Just open up the right shoulder a little bit more, or your arm can stay down on the earth. Your eyes close here. Just listening to the sounds of the breath, that you find this stillness. Again, inviting the stillness, inviting this calm as we just try to cool down a little bit, taking it a little easier, respecting the season and what comes with that, and allowing the practice to change and be what it needs to be for the body that's showing up in this time and space. Take another deep breath in. And exhale, wrap your left hip down, extend your left leg long. Now press into your palms, into your forearms to lift your chest up. You're going to send your right knee over towards the side, kind of like you're in a half froggy position. Right knee is at like a 90-degree bend, and your right foot is flexed. Press into your palms, lift your chest up, slight squeeze of your glute to protect your lower back, and send your left arm underneath your right arm, and then come to roll all the way onto your back until your right shoulder lands on your mat. Your right knee is going to lift up off the floor. That's perfect. You're in a supine spinal twist. Again, arms can be in your cactus position. They can be long out to a T. You can place your left hand gently on your right leg. Just kind of lock your right leg in space here. Maybe it's a slight press down for a little bit more sensation. Maybe in the right hip or the outside of the right leg. Your gaze can go over towards the opposite side, towards the right side of the room. Allow the right shoulder to be pressed into the earth here. Taking a deep breath in, a deep breath out. Relax your left shoulder. Relax your left leg. How can you arrive here with maybe the least amount of resistance, the least amount of effort? What part of you doesn't need to be engaged right now? Take another deep breath in. And exhale, just like how you got into this. You're going to begin to roll over towards the left side. Extend your right leg long and come back into that little Sphinx pose. Your legs are long back behind you. And now bend your left leg out to the side into that half froggy position. Left foot is flexed. Press into your palms, lift your chest up, slight squeeze of the glutes as you send your right arm underneath your left arm, and you roll onto your back until your left shoulder plants into the earth. You find your supine spinal twist on the other side. And again, arms can be in the same iteration. Maybe you find a different iteration. Right hand can place gently on your left thigh. Just lock it in place so you can allow your left leg not hold tension to force it to stay still. Maybe your gaze goes over towards the left side. Come back to those deep breaths. Take another deep inhale. And exhale. We're not going to get out of this the way we got in. We're actually going to drop the left hip down to the mat. Extend your legs long. So now you're on your back. We're going to come into Supta Baddha Konasana, a reclined butterfly pose. So bend your legs and bring your feet to come to touch. Heels can be as close to the pelvis as it feels good for you. Closer would be a little bit more sensation, a little further away, a little less sensation. If this is too much for your hip flexors right now, you can bring blocks underneath your knees. And so that way your legs can just be nice and heavy, not causing any tension here. My hip flexors are a little sore, so I'm going to utilize my props, utilize what I have to support me here. Again, showing up for the body that's here in space right now, not the body that I practiced for yesterday or last week or last year. Your eyes come to a gentle close. Your hands can rest on your belly as you feel your belly rise on each inhalation. And your hands fall with each exhalation. Allow your face to soften. And slowly, like your legs are little books or a little book, bring your hands to the outside of your thighs and then close your legs in like you're closing your book. Plant your feet on the earth and then come to bring one of your blocks underneath your sacrum, so right above your tailbone. You can be on the lowest height or maybe the medium height, and find where that feels good for you right there. And you're going to begin to extend your left leg up to the ceiling and extend your right leg up to the ceiling. Should feel comfortable here, so if you need to maybe readjust so the block is supporting and there's no tension there, go ahead and do so. So we find legs up the wall. If you have a wall that is not occupied, you can also just kind of scoot your booty up towards the wall and have the legs be supported by the earth or by the wall rather than having them dangle here. But if you're with me, with that block underneath your sacrum and the legs up towards the ceiling, try to find that space where the legs almost feel weightless. Again, activating the parasympathetic nervous system, activating the rest and digest, helping calm the body down. The heat it can make us a little jittery. It can make us, a little frustrated. I know, at least for me. So this is a great way to just kind of get out of that fight or flight state. Just come back to myself, come back to my body, come back to my breath. And slowly begin to bend one leg at a time. And pause there for a moment. Your knees bend and the feet close to the glutes. And gently lower one leg down. And then the other. You can stay whatever block height you are at. Maybe you adjust it. We're going to find your extended bridge pose here. I like to be a little bit higher here for me, just to be a little bit deeper of a back bend. Totally up to you and your body. And you can stay here. Maybe a supported bridge is perfect. If you want, I invite you to maybe extend one leg long and then the other. If you want even more, extend both arms over your head and come into this extended bridge pose. This is one of my favorite poses. I feel like it is the epitome of just like as a pose. Like if was a pose, it would be this pose. Comment down below if you agree, or if there's another pose that gives you that feeling. And come back to your breath. And this is where I'll leave you today. I encourage you to stay here as long as time allows, and then maybe even find a shavasana after this. And just kind of stick with maybe this cool effect that this little practice today brought to the body and the mind, and see how maybe you can continue with that even after you leave the mat. Thank you so much for practicing with me and everyone again this week. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and I'll see you all again next week.